live from Fatality Field, home of the Arizona Scorpions. It's time to bring the curtain down on week 1 of season 23 here in the SFL. Hello and a very warm welcome. My name is Michael Trevello. Happy to have your company. Pleasure to have the company as well of Mickey Malillo as we not only close out week 1, but the slate of games here live at the SFL convention just south of Houston, Texas. Mickey, we've been waiting all weekend to get behind the microphone. It's finally our turn.
Oh, I am very proud to be making my SFL convention debut with the only broadcaster I can say is shorter than me. I mean, we can barely see over the monitors here. But as we close out the 2024 SFL convention here in League City, Texas, we have a battle of David and Goliath here. First are David, LA, who hasn't had a winning season since season 17, and truly a disappointing season last season with 2-10 as their record, which is their worst in history. Arizona, who has made the playoffs 5 of the past 7 seasons, including 2 championships. Big key to the game here is going to be if LA can rally together on both sides of the ball, specifically on defense, to get to Ashley Jackson and pressure her and throw her off her game.
Both teams last season lost their week 1 game. LA lost to Seattle and Arizona to Canton, but one of them's going to break that duck as it's a return up past the 35 for Arizona to get us started here this afternoon. Here is the Arizona Scorpion offense, bedazzled in their black uniforms with orange pants and orange numbers. The quarterback is, as always, Hall of Famer Ashley Jackson. Brad Jones and DJ Moses, the running backs. Bismarck Wright, the fullback. Donnie Hands, Yayo Montana, Hank Earl Troll, and TJ Punk, the wide receivers. Adam Grabowski and Will Todd, the tight ends. And on the offensive line, it's Tina Begin, Patrick Kelly, Jean Panazzi, Igor Berbatov, and Charles Michael. First and 10. Lyans in the all gray with the blue helmets and blue pants. Jackson under center. She'll hand off right to side to Brad Jones, and Brad Jones breaks away past the 50. Running him down on the opposite side is Ben Charles, and he will bring him down inside the red zone. What a play on the first snap from scrimmage for Arizona.
What a huge play by Brad Jones right there, just finding the hole. He got a little held up right there at the line of scrimmage with a few spin moves, a little bit of razzle-dazzle there, and he was wide open. He just didn't have enough energy to get into the end zone, but now it's first and goal from inside the 10 with only 1 play gone for this game.
I haven't even introduced the Lyans defense yet, and they've almost been scored on. Jackson under center again, this time 2 wide outs to the top of the screen. Ashley will throw, pitch it over the middle. It is deflected and incomplete by Devontae Moore. Let's run you through that LA defense. On the defensive line, it's Alex Perez, Ace Blackwell, Selwyn Lane, Nick Brummer and Gary Marks. Linebackers Tazzy Blackwell, Greg Ward, and Boken Spiro. Corners Devontae Moore and Mike Scott. Safeties Michelle Colston, Monte Wyatt, Ben Sharps, and Eaton Moss. Second and goal from the 7. 2 tight ends, 1 to each side. Jackson against a blitz. Pump fakes, goes down back at the 15-yard line. So after giving up a huge chunk of yards on the first play from scrimmage, the Lyans defense is holding in the red zone. It's 3rd and goal.
And that was a huge play there by Nick Brummer, just coming in from the defensive tackle spot, just coming in and pretty much untouched to get to Ashley Jackson.
Ashley Jackson, who last year finished 11th in the league in passing yards, 2,656 with 13 touchdowns as well. Looking for her first in season 23. She'll stand in the pocket, be flushed to her right, will run inside the 10, down towards the 6-yard line, and be tackled before she can make it to the goal line. So LA gives up a big play, but holds inside the 10 and will force a chip shot field goal attempt from Cliff Allen. Yeah, special teams, Mr. himself.
Oh, don't be a little bit too quick on the special teams. They got to wait for the end of the field goal to make sure we can see it.
We have seen plenty of misses, especially on some chip shots this week, but Allen goes right down the middle, 5 plays, 57 yards. As Chris Curtis here live at the convention does the Cliff Allen, special teams chant. I'm sure he's doing it at home as well.
Oh, I'm absolutely sure Cliff is doing it. And you know what, Chris, you had very good gravel in that voice, just to let you know.
And as LA is about to come on offense here, one of the things that I want to key in on in this game is the passing offense of LA. Sully Richardson had the 4th most attempts in the league last year, 383, but the 14th most yards, 2,614, and his completion percentage was barely over 50%. If they can get good volume of passes like they had last year, but take up that completion percentage, maybe about 10-15%, this could be a dangerous LA offense coming forward this season.
No, I absolutely agree there, Mike. And I think a lot of those passes that Sully Richardson did last year was from behind. Again, they had that disappointing 2-10 record, so a lot of those passes came in the 4th quarter. So if they could connect on most of those passes, this will be a different Lycans team.
They're down 3-0. Defense held in the red zone. Let's see what the Lycans offense can do. Sully Richardson under center. From the 33-yard line left to right. 2 receivers each side. It'll be a toss play to the left for the running back Jalen Wells, the former Houston Headhunter and Sioux Falls Sparrow. He'll pick up 4 yards.
And just a great job there starting off for LA. Just doing what they do best, just getting a few yards. They keep on picking up 4 yards each play. They're going to get first down on 3rd down every drive. 2nd and 6, I formation. Here's the handoff up the middle, and Darius Aniquez goes absolutely nowhere. Tackled by J.R. Lawless. Here's that Arizona defense. Defensive line, D.D. Sachs, Alex Constantine, Hunter Norwood, David Zilli, linebackers Sean Moore, J.R. Lawless, and Evander Diggs. Corners, Bo Martin Jr., Terrell Davis, Ernest McCray, and Everett Garrison. Safeties, Rain Rie and Albert Begin. 3rd down and 8, passing situation for Los Angeles. Trips left after the high motion. And Richardson will blaze it down the numbers and overthrow his intended receiver. That was Chris Lee out there. Couldn't find him, and it's 4th and 8. Now, LA here has to really take advantage of those situations. 3rd and long, 3rd and short. They need to make those first downs, especially on their first drive of the ball game.
It'll be a punt for LA from Sean Ladetta. He'll get this one away. Arizona up 3-0 early on in this ball game. A nice punt, fair caught at the 20-yard line by Arizona. And Donnie Hands, who's been in this league for a long time. The Hands brothers, of course, started in Arizona, went to London, now back in Arizona. We're with Alamo City for a while as well.
They've just been a couple of league travelers, haven't they?
And we'll talk about Alamo City, or rather Bossier City now this year, a little bit later. There's a big connection between the Arizona Scorpions and the Alamo City Artillery. Is on 1st down, first carry of the game for the fullback Bismarck Wright. He's your reigning offensive rookie of the season. Last year, 76 carries, 269 yards, and 5 touchdowns.
Yeah, Bismarck Wright had a fantastic season last year. Reason why he got that award.
2 tight ends flexed out to the left. How many Lycans can you spot in the tackle box, Mickey? There must be everybody out there, and it works out because it's no gain on the play for Brad Jones.
It looked like they had everybody but one in that box right there. I don't think I could count that high. I definitely can't stand that high, but I can't count that high. All
right, 3rd down and 5, passing down for Ashley Jackson. Hasn't really had a big completion yet, as the only first down Arizona's gotten was that big breakaway run. It'll be play action rollout left for Jackson. She'll throw over the middle in a double coverage, and the ball is knocked away by Monte Wyatt. Another one of those long-time SFL players, 11 seasons in the league, 2 seasons on Los Angeles after coming over from Carolina.
And that pass was intended for Yeo Montana, who came over in free agency from the aforementioned Bossier City, and he was very dangerous last year.
3 and out forced by LA. Darian Bennett punting away for Arizona. But on Bossier City / Alamo City from last year, count them 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 players from that team are now on this Arizona team. We have a flag on the punt. Fair catch interference. That's the 2nd game in a row we've seen that.
I can't believe that. We don't see that often, but another fair catch interference, and that's going to give the Lycans great field position on the other side of the ball, on the other side of midfield.
Yeah, all the way to the 42-yard line. We've seen a couple of weird things happen this week, Mickey. We had that review that was granted, but then the ball was not moved far enough for a first down back on Friday night. We've seen a bunch of missed chip shot field goals. Now a couple of fair catch interferences. Season 23 starting off strong. with the weirdness here. It's a stretch play to the left for Jalen Wells. He'll actually lose a yard. Big tackle by Dede Sachs and Alex Constantine.
And that's what I was talking about. LA has to take advantage of every opportunity they have. They've got great field position. They have to move the ball here, be able to get on the board.
2nd and 11. Neither team's offense really motoring just yet, but that's a beautiful pass right down the seam as Sully Richardson connects with LZ Pryor.
And that's what LA needs. They need those big plays. LZ Pryor right there coming in off a short post route, getting in between the zone defenders right there, and just picking up 25 yards there to make another 1st and 10.
Pryor last season was Richardson's favorite target. 60 receptions for 849 yards. That's in the top 15 in both numbers in the league last year. 14.2 yards per reception sets up LA inside the 35, but again, a run play is snuffed out immediately by the Arizona defense.
And that the running offense right now for LA's got to get going. They can't rely on Sully Richardson this entire game to be able to just throw and make those big plays. They need to gain yardage on the ground as well as in the air.
We were talking earlier, or at least I was talking earlier, about how those counter runs with no fullback blocking and no tight end in front are really hard to pull off. You really got to fool everybody in the box for the defense for those to work. Here's 2nd and 10. They're going to run that same counter action to the left-hand side, this time more successful for Darius Eniguez. The silent C motors his way for 4 yards and brings up 3rd and 6.
Well, I'm very happy you call him the Silent C, because every game that I broadcast, the LA game last year, I could not pronounce his name. So I'm just going to call him Silent C from now on.
Offset I-3 receivers to left, single right from the 19-yard line. Richardson back to pass pressure. In his face, he fumbled the football. LA dives on it back at the 30-yard line, and that almost might push him out of field goal range, at least make it a tougher one for John Smith, the rookie.
And great job.
And it does push him out of field goal range.
Oh, they are punting here.
And we're going to have a challenge.
Now, this is a challenge we definitely don't see often.
Well, it's time for a retroactive look at the play presented by Retroid. Get an SFL console at GoRetroid.com. And Sully, or Mickey rather, I didn't think that Sully's arm was moving. I thought it was ball in hand instead of arm moving forward. That replay didn't really show us.
No, it did look like that the ball came out of his hand before he moved it forward, but let's look at the white hat and see what he says.
And LA is going to win the challenge. Confusing a little bit for me. I didn't think that it was a pass attempt, but the referees obviously see it differently. And now it's from the 19-yard line and definitely in range of John Smith's leg, so it's going to be a 36-yard field goal attempt.
That's a huge review there for LA, going from punting it on the other side of the field and now possibly picking up 3 points.
That one's hooking left, but it goes right back in and sneaks past the left upright. The wind pushed it in, and it is the first career field goal for John Smith.
Well, John Smith, from one kicker to another, welcome to the league. There's your first 3 points. And even though it's against Cliff Allen's team, I do have to give a, special teams.
Cliff Allen, of course, one of the best kickers in this league. Made 21 field goals last season with a long of 48. So 3-3, part of the way through the first quarter here from Fatality Field in Arizona. Flag flies, looked like a face mask in there on that return by TJ Punk. And we may see the legendary clipping call.
Oh, that's tough.
And it's against Arizona.
I saw that face mask too. I thought it was a face mask call. I wasn't expecting a clipping there.
Arizona's been the recipient of a couple of hard calls by the officiating crew here in this first quarter. Backs them all the way up to their own 27-yard line. 2 receivers left plus that tight end. I formation behind Jackson under center. 4 down linemen with 3 linebackers for the Lyans. Jackson motions the fullback, Bismarck right, off to the left. Will hand it off strong side. Looking for a lane is Brad Jones. He'll push forward for 4 yards, make up 2nd and 6.
And that was a great job by Brad Jones. If you saw, that play was being set up to go off tackle with Bismarck Wright being the lead blocker, but he saw a hole right there in the A-gap, and he decided to take it, and he was able to pick up the 4 yards in that first down.
Arizona continuing this power look. They'll move an extra tight end in on the left-hand side. Continue to I formation with the 2 wide receivers spread up to the top side near the numbers. Jackson Hardcount will take the snap. Lots of men in the box for LA, but it actually had to be the secondary to come up and make the tackle. Free safety Monte Wyatt, and brings up 3rd and 2.
That was just a great run there. I believe that was DJ Moses the second there, picking up another 4 yards, making this 3rd and short and very manageable, even though they're deep in their own zone right now.
High formation for the 3rd straight play. It'll be Jones, buried in the backfield, nowhere to go. Great job by Ben Charbs. He saved the touchdown earlier, and now he's going to force an Arizona punt.
And Ben Charbs, you keep an eye on him today, Mike, because he's going to be somebody on defense for LA that's going to be making those big plays.
Punt on the way from Bennett. Fielded near the 30 and up to the 35. Not a big return for LA. A couple of news and notes to watch out for. Sully Richardson needs 8 completions to pass E.T. King for 10th all time. E.T. King, a legendary name in this league. Another legendary name in this league is Colin Douglas, and if Rochelle Colston gets an interception at any point in this game, she will tie Colin on the all-time leaderboard. Richardson back to pass. There's one of those completions that he needs. It's a 7-yard gain to Chris Lee over the middle on a post.
He just needs 7 more of those to become 10th all time.
Just inside their own 40-yard line, bunch formation. No receivers out wide. They're just going to try and smash mouth football, but the all-star in this scenario is D.D. Sachs as he stops the runner for a loss.
When you've got somebody 6'4", 275 pounds on your line, you are not going to power over him. And he just came through and put on a big hit to the running back.
3rd and 4, LA goes I formation again. We'll see if they try to run for this. Motion left to right. Pryor to set up the strong side to the right-hand side of the line. Just under 2 minutes to go first quarter. Richardson to throw deep over the middle, and a reaching grab by Chris Lee. Big first down for the Lyans into Arizona territory.
What a great catch there by Chris Lee. Coming over the middle, always dangerous for a receiver, but just going up and using every inch of him and even jumping a little bit to pick up that first down from Sully Richardson.
Chris Lee, 6'3", 215, needed every inch of that height to catch that pass. A little bit overthrown, but he did haul it in. Now first down for LA. 2nd trip into plus territory for the Lyans. Last time they were here, they picked up a field goal. Counter run to the left. Jalen Wells, nothing much doing there. Tackle by Sean Moore, the inside linebacker. 8th season in the league, 7 with Arizona. Second and 9. The motion, one of the running backs, Jalen Wells, almost into a halfback spot. Then will dump it off over the middle for a quick gain. Brings up 3rd and 4. That's Jack Flash.
Oh, that was non-jumping Jack Flash right there. Just coming over the middle, picking up those few yards, making this more of a 3rd and mid here. Very manageable there, but they still need some more yards to really be in field goal range.
Richardson under center, split backs behind him, 3rd and 4. He'll roll left, gets a block, fires it deep, and it's caught! Flash into the end zone, looking like a superhero on that play, and he gives the Lyans the lead on the road.
Jumping Jack Flash, coming out strong, catching one over the middle for a few yards, then coming up, picking up 6, putting the Lyans in the lead here.
Devontae Moore, the corner, or correction, Rain Rie, the free safety for Arizona, bit. He was trying to pick that ball off, and when he missed it, there was nobody deep to prevent Jack Flash from sauntering into the end zone. And LA, right at the end of the first quarter, Mickey, takes the lead on the road in a matchup where Arizona heavily favored both by the numbers and by the SFL community. Could we be seeing the beginnings of an upset brewing here?
I'm a little worried by saying anything like that. I've got Eddie Gage and Ashley Jackson to my left. I don't want them to throw anything at me, but Mike, I do have to agree with you. LA is looking very strong in this first quarter.
Especially on the defensive side, right? Because they have held Arizona to basically one big play and nothing else. They didn't even give up a touchdown. The Scorpions got to settle for a field goal. His hands will return that one up to the 33.
And that was Donnie Hands there on the return. A decent return, but coming up to the 33-yard line. But I do have to agree, the Lyans defense here has been very strong, really holding the Scorpions. They were first and goal after that first play, and they couldn't get into the end zone. They had to settle for 3.
Ashley Jackson under center. 2 receivers to the right, 1 tight end to the left. She'll roll to the strong side, throw down the numbers. And it looked like Punk had inside position, but a great stretch by Monte Wyatt to knock that ball away. He's had a couple of big interventions on the defensive side early on in this game.
And we mentioned his name before, but that was Ben Charles there on coverage there, doing a great job being able to deflect the ball. I apologize. That was Monte Wyatt on defense. 1 number off, but just a great job right there being able to hit the receiver.
Jackson, quick pass down the seam, and it's caught for a first down up near midfield. Shea Carroll, where did he come from?
Oh, I am not sure, but all I know is that he came from the tight end position from a 3-point stance. Oh, I'm sorry, he was in the slot, but just came on a fly route right there, and he just got in between the defenders, picking up a big play right there, something the Scorpions needed here at the end of the first quarter.
1 quarter in the books, 3 to go. LA with the lead, but Arizona with the ball. This is the Simulation Football League on YouTube. Getting set to start the second quarter. Eddie, Convention Week, in my opinion, the best week of the year. Every year, and it's an honor and a privilege to close it out with you here at the broadcast desk. 1st and 10 for Arizona, just shy of the 50-yard line. Once again, Michael Twitto, Mickey Melillo on the call. Counter run up the middle. A nice leg strength there by Brad Jones to pick up 8 yards on first down.
Oh, great job there. He got hit probably about 3-4 yards past the line of scrimmage, but he just kept those legs moving, proving why he's a power running back, and just kept that defender moving backwards until he could get him to the ground. And
right at the end of the first quarter, I was about to bring up the fact that I hope Arizona doesn't see that they're down and abandon the run game as they'll go outside, bait another first down, broken tackle, DJ Moses. Another first down for Arizona. But to finish my point, right, there is such an embarrassment of riches in this Arizona Scorpions backfield. DJ Moses, MVP of season 20. Brad Jones coming over from ACA last year, 645 total yards and 9 touchdowns. Just any way you look, it's going to be tough to stop.
Oh, no, absolutely. We talked about Bismarck right before, the offensive rookie of the season.
Jackson, hand in her face. Punk breaks a tackle, tries to spin outside, picks up 7. Now the Scorpions offense is starting to hum.
Maybe that's what they needed. They needed to be from behind just a little bit. Try to settle in. This is week 1 after all. And now that they've seen that this Lyans defense is pretty tough, they had to step up their game. And here comes Ashley Jackson, the rest of the Scorpions offense, just showing why they're one of the premier teams in the league.
Didn't make the playoffs last season, Arizona. Hands off. Jones missed it by a yard. It'll be 3rd and 1. And a rarity that this Arizona Scorpions team doesn't make the playoff and didn't even sniff going all the way. You mentioned it right at the top. 4 of the last 5 seasons they've made the postseason, but not last year, just 5 and 7.
They were in a very tough Central Division last year with the Minnesota Legend going 10 and 2. It was going to be very hard to get into the playoffs in that division.
3rd and 1. Jones off tackle. Look out. Down he goes. Actually, that was a fourth down. Oh, no. Whoa. Did they pick that up? Okay. I'm all sorts of confused. I thought it was way short.
I was with you, Mike. I thought it was way short, too. I didn't think they picked up the first down. The referee saw something different, but they're challenging this, so let's see what's going on.
It's time for another retroactive look at the play presented by Retroid. Get your SFL console at GoRetroid.com. He's well short.
He absolutely is. There is no doubt about it.
Not even close. Not even close.
He looked like some of the referees from the flag football game earlier.
That's a reference that only maybe about 20 people in the world get, and all of them are in this room.
That's very...
So LA will win the challenge. It'll be 4th down for Arizona now. Does Arizona keep the offense on the field here or take the 3 points?
You've got to go for the 3 points here. You got to get the guaranteed points. We're still very early in this game.
Cliff Allen already 1 for 1. The first one from 36. This one from 43. Considerably longer with that wind swirling as we've seen it earlier on. The kick from the right foot of Allen is curving back inside the post and good. So Cliff Allen responsible for all 6 Arizona points on special teams, and they trail by 4.
Now Arizona's got to do something. They've been great at driving the ball, but when they get close to pay dirt, they just cannot get in the end zone. They really need to get into the end zone if they want to stay in this game. LA found a way to do it. Now Arizona's got to find a way to get 6 points on the board.
Last year, both of these teams offensively down from where they would typically be, specifically Arizona. You look at the drop-off from season 21 where they scored 34 points a game, top 5 in the league, only 19 points a game last year, 16th in the SFL. LA, 18 points per game, 19th in the league last year. We could have a pretty defensive contest on our hands as it's 10-6 with 8 to go in the second quarter. Sully Richardson under center, single back, 3 left, single right. Richardson to throw, 4-man rush. It's a screen to the tight end. And a nice tackle broken by Darius Iniguez. Bring up 2nd and 6.
And that was a big hit by the Silent C right there. He got hit pretty hard, but he just dipped his shoulder, knocking the defender down, being able to pick up 1 or 2 more yards there.
Linebackers creep up to the line at the snap. It's another blitz, dump off over the middle, and incomplete. David Tilley, the defensive tackle, was actually the closest player in the vicinity, unable to come up with the interception.
It's not often we see a big man catching the ball for an interception, but he was as close as you can get there.
Richardson empty now on 3rd and 6. Receivers 2 by 2. 4-man rush, Sully middle, and it's caught in stride. It's Jack Flash again. How about the tight end showing up? Mike Daggs is in the audience. He likes that.
Throw it to the tight end right there. But we do got to mention, Rain Rie was actually on coverage there, and once again, just like that pass play last series, he tried to jump the route, tried to get the interception, and he couldn't get it, and it caused a big play for the tight end.
Right on the 50-yard strike, 1st and 10 after a big play to Flash. And in motion left to right, that's Jack Flash again. Nobody moving over to cover him. Zone defense at this point from the Scorpions. They'll hand it off up the middle. A crease is found. And a nice gain by Jalen Wells. 2nd down and 5.
I do have to say, I like the way that LA is doing this. They're not relying on the air game. They're not relying on the ground game. They're mixing it up very well. They are utilizing Jack Flash a little much. They're going to have to get the ball in other receivers' hands.
We've seen teams be successful targeting 1 or 2 players. That time, Iniguez is not going much of anywhere. Rain Rie with the stop makes it 3rd and 3. Specifically, Carolina last night in the Hall of Fame game pretty much only targeted Chris Curtis for most of the game, and they still came out on top.
It's very rare when you see that.
You got your Minnesota mention earlier. I get my Carolina.
Oh, no, you're absolutely right.
Richardson is sacked. No way he was getting away from David Tilley. That'll bring up 4th down.
David Tilley, I think he was a little upset that he didn't get that interception before. Just coming here, great swim move to get past, and he was right in Sully's face, getting him on a big hit for a big sack at a big time.
Tilley only had 2 sacks last season. He's got half of that here in half number 1 of season 23. Of course, he's playing alongside a Hall of Famer in Hunter Norwood. And Alex Constantine, of course, D.D. Sachs, who had 20 tackles last season to lead this defensive line. Punt is away, going to be fielded at about the 20-yard line by Hands. He'll get up to the 25. And Mickey, this game feels like it's kind of on a knife's edge, right? Arizona unable to find the end zone. They've kind of stalled out in the red zone a couple of times. LA, it just kind of feels like it's inconsistent. They've been chasing the big play. When it's worked out, it's been great, but most of the time they're just punting the ball away.
No, I absolutely agree. I really think that Arizona, they're doing great driving the ball, but they just have to get it in the end zone.
Just that lone one wide receiver out there to the left-hand side. Jackson's going to look that way, throw back over the middle of the second read, and Punk is going to drive his way close to a first down, actually pick one up. So we'll see if LA throws another challenge flag. They already have one in this game.
Well, like you mentioned before, we see some weird challenges. So if they challenge the spot of the ball, they may move it forward and make it worse for LA.
And of course, right, you're on your own side of the field if you're LA. You don't really want to waste potentially a timeout getting 2 yards.
That's also very true.
Shake Carroll motioning out to the left-hand side of that line, playing the tight end spot. Handoff middle, big hole right up the gut for Brad Jones, and he picks up 7.
Brad Jones, you could have driven a Mack truck through that hole. It was wide open, picking up 7 on the first down. This is the Scorpions' offense that we have seen in previous years, being able to pick up yards, drive down the field. Now it's time to put 6 on the board.
High formation again. They're going to continue to pound the rock. This time it's Moses, and Moses supposes I'll have a first down.
It was just like I was saying before about Brad Jones. DJ Moses right there, just another power halfback, just going in, putting his shoulder into the defender and just keeping his legs moving, is able to pick up 2 to 3 more yards.
Under 5 to go, second quarter. Neither offense really firing on all cylinders yet. LA, the only touchdown, the long pass to the tight end, Jack Flass. Ashley Jackson, time in the pocket, going deep over the middle, and it's in and out of the hands of TJ Punk. Rochelle Colston laid the lumber and jarred that ball loose.
If it wasn't for Rochelle Colston right there, that would have been a huge play for the Scorpions, and I don't think Punk would have been stopped.
Brings up 2nd and 10, just shy of the 50. Field position battle also pretty even between these two teams. Punk being chased by Colston off of that left-hand side. See if they run counter here with the 2 tight ends. No, they'll throw again. Jackson has to escape the pocket. She'll throw off her back foot, and hands can't come up with it. Another big hit in the secondary, this time by Monte Wyatt. The 2 former Skyhawks flying all over that secondary.
And once again, targeting Yale Montana, who was just a beast last year for Alamo City, and just cannot connect with Ashley Jackson right now. It might be the week 1 jitters going on right here.
Montana, 910 yards and 6 touchdowns last year. Jackson on 3rd down almost throws a pick. Man, oh man. It's Wyatt again. 4th and 10. LA's defense has come to play at Fatality Field this afternoon.
And this is tough for the Scorpions. They've been great driving the ball, finding their receivers, and now they're on the wrong side of the 50 and they're going to have to give it up.
Bennett looking to pin LA deep. The returner back all the way near the end zone. Nice hang time on this punt. Going to bounce inside the 10 and roll into the end zone for a touchback coming out to the 20. We've seen some epic clashes this week. I mean, the game that just happened, Canton-Baltimore, overtime winner for Baltimore. Another overtime winner it was for Indianapolis over Minnesota. And just a whole host of amazing games this weekend at the convention.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. A lot of just thrillers all weekend long.
First and 10 for LA. Richardson rolls out, gets a block, and it's incomplete. Off the hands of Chris Lee.
It looked like that ball might have been tipped by number 34, the cornerback, Terrell Davis there. He just put his paw up there and it didn't connect with the receiver. So I think he had a little something to do with that ball not being caught.
Another thing the Lyans kind of have to keep in mind here is there's 3:48 to go in the second. If they can string a couple of first downs together, they could prevent Arizona from getting the ball back in this first half. They're not doing a very good job of it right there, though, as Jalen Wells goes backwards under the pressure from the Hall of Famer, Hunter Norwood.
We also have to remember here that LA does get the ball to start the second half, so if they can put some points on the board, they're going to be in really good position to just drive up the score.
Norwood second all-time in the SFL in tackles for loss. That's going to be a 3-and-out for LA. And Arizona's going to have a chance to take the lead with a touchdown with 3:25 to go.
And Arizona's going to get great field position after this punt. They gave it up right at the 50, and they may be getting it back right around the same spot.
Landetta gets it away, and it looks like it's going to be plus field position for Arizona, if not right at the midfield stripe, then at the LA 49 after that short return by Hands.
So even though Arizona had to punt the ball off, they were at their own 48. They actually got plus 2 yards after getting a 3 and out against LA.
Jackson under center. On first down, 4-3 look. Here comes the blitz. Everybody goes to the backfield, and the pass is incomplete. Those are those kind of passes where if the ball's in the air, you know nobody's back there because both safeties blitz. Everybody holds their breath a little bit.
Absolutely, and Ashley Jackson was very lucky just to get that ball off because she had defenders coming at her on both sides. She was about to be an Ashley Jackson sandwich.
Lots of movement on the defensive side pre-snap. Wyatt chases across the field. Long hold for Jackson. She'll roll away from the pressure. Pitch it back across into traffic and incomplete. You mentioned week 1 jitters a little bit earlier. Both of these quarterbacks not very accurate to start this game in the first half.
Well, when you spend about 2 months off, you got to make sure your arm is warmed up, and just right now, neither one of them are truly connecting with any of their major pass catchers.
3rd and 10. Last season, Arizona 51% on third down conversions. Jackson gets it away, and it's off of Hands' helmet and incomplete. 4th and 10. Neither one of these teams seemingly can get a first down here late in the second quarter.
Neither one of these teams, but we have just seen back-to-back 3 and outs on both sides of the ball. Arizona's got to punt it back. The only plus here for Arizona is that they're going to pin the Lycans back deep in their own territory.
It's been a battle of field position and not a whole lot else. The only touchdown scored for LA on a long completion to Jack Flash, the tight end. The 6 Arizona points rather, on 2 Cliff Allen field goals. You just think it's only a matter of time, right, before these offenses start to connect.
I think, again, week 1 jitters, get past this first half. Once they go into the locker room, they're going to talk and they're going to figure everything out, and you may see a different game in the second half.
Back in control of the Lycans. They will run the ball up the middle. And Jalen Wells dives forward for just a gain of 4. Wells on the game needs 19 carries coming in to pass Dion Hawkins for 32nd all-time rushing. Hawkins, of course, split time between running back and wide receiver in his career. Again, the Lycans like this formation where there's nobody out wide. The field very compact in between the hashes. And I guess you know who loves it more right now? It's Nathaniel Diggs as he comes up with a big tackle, forcing 3rd down.
Well, it's just a great job there by the Scorpions, realizing that they're not really spreading the field on their offense and just containing it just to a 2 tight end set. So they're just stacking the box to make sure they can't run the ball or get any of those short passes.
LA last season also 51% on 3rd down. Richardson, it was in Flash's hands, and he dropped it after the contact from McCray, and that'll bring us to the 2-minute warning. LA on top, but Arizona pushing to take the lead at the end of half number 1. And they're going to get another chance with another 3 and out. 3 straight 3 and outs. 2 for the Lycans, 1 for Arizona here down the stretch.
That is a big chance for Arizona to put some points on the board before going in for halftime.
And if you're the Lycans, you've also squandered 2 straight opportunities to run this clock out in the first half, go to the locker room with a lead. Now the Scorpions once again have an opportunity with 1:51 and all 3 timeouts.
I don't want to say that the Lycans squandered it. I just think the Scorpions defense was on their game. Just look at that play with Ernest McCray Sr. right there, just doing a great job, knocking the ball out before the receiver could gain possession to make it a 3 and out.
Jackson, under pressure, throws, caught low at the hips by TJ Punk, and he dives forward for 12 plus on the play.
Oh, just a great catch there by TJ Punk, going down very low. Only spot that he could catch it with the defender right on him and just pushing him, and he was able to catch it, turn around, pick up more yards, and now you see the Scorpions driving. Let's see if they can put more than 3 on the board this time.
1:30 to go in the first half. Arizona and Los Angeles still have all 3 timeouts, so we could be here a while if we get into a coaching chess match. Punk all the way out on the left-hand side. Jackson under center. She'll snap it with 11 on the clock. Here comes the blitz again. She'll throw down the seam, and it's caught once again. Yayo Montana, his first reception of the game. And Eddie Gage, retired as a player, still on the sidelines coaching, calls that timeout.
It's a great job there by Eddie Gage. Just making sure that they can reserve some time to get down the field so they can try to get in the end zone.
2 timeouts left for Arizona, just outside the 30. Jackson, screen pass, left-hand side. There goes Bismarck Wright, the fullback. He wasn't the offensive rookie of the season last year for nothing. He picks up another first down.
And what a huge hit by Bismarck Wright. He came around on that swing pass, caught the ball, ran upfield, and just upended the defender there to end the play.
Arizona is one of the few teams that I've seen use that kind of bubble screen action to get a wide receiver or a fullback free on the side this week. Jackson going for it, inside the 10, caught by hands. Final timeout used by Arizona. They are set up inside the 10 at the 9-yard line.
Now just remember, we saw this at the beginning of the first half. Arizona had that huge play. They got within the 10-yard line and they couldn't put it in the end zone. They have to get it in the end zone so they can go in with the lead since the Lyans get the ball to start the second half.
No timeouts for Arizona here at the end of the first half. From the 9.5, Jackson looking incomplete. Threw it over the head of Yayo Montana.
I'm not really upset with that read there by Jackson. She saw him just over the goal line. It would be nobody in front of him, so that would have been a great pass. If Yayo could have pulled that in, that would have been their 6 points that they needed.
2 ticks under a minute left. 2nd and goal. Jackson, screen left side. Turning the corner and not getting there.
You had Will Todd there on the reception. Just a great job. He was able to get his hands on the ball, but his angle was just not there. He stepped out of bounds just well short inside the 5, but they need to get it right here. Get it in the end zone.
3rd and goal from the 3. To take the lead going into the break. Jackson under pressure, throws, intercepted in the end zone. It's been a magnificent first half for Monte Wyatt, and he caps it with his first pick of the season.
Oh, that is devastating for the Scorpions offense right there. They were driving, they were doing everything right. And Monte Wyatt right there just comes up, jumps the route, gets the interception, and did something smart. He took a knee. So now they get it on the 20 with 48 seconds left in the half.
Well, Ashley Jackson last year, one of the things that we maligned a lot in broadcasting was that interception ratio. 16 interceptions to 13 touchdowns. And that's her first interception of the season. And LA, I think, will rightly just kind of run out the clock as we head to the half with a 10-6 lead.
No, I fully agree. And yeah, that stat line you just mentioned before for Ashley Jackson, that is not something you see from her in previous seasons. She's just had an off season last year, and she has to make sure she keeps the ball in her own team's hands for the rest of the season.
LA has to snap it one more time before the break. They do. They'll get 1 yard, and that will likely take us to halftime. An entertaining yet defensive first half between the Lyans and the Scorpions. Both of these teams missed the playoffs last year, want to get back in a big way. LA didn't win a game for most of the season. They picked up their 2 wins in 2 of the last 4 weeks. But they are on their way to a week 1 win at the half. They lead it 10-6 over Arizona from the SFL convention. Mickey, your thoughts on half number 1?
Well, I do have to say that the Lyans really surprised me. As you said before, they are the underdogs, not only in numbers, but also in the community. Nobody thought they would come out this strong this quickly. Now, granted, their defense has kept them in the game this entire time so far. A couple of 3-and-outs right there, but they have to do something on offense. If it wasn't for a few big plays to Jack Flash, the Lycans would be down 6-3 here. It was that one big play to jump in Jack Flash that keeps them in the game.
3 catches, 68 yards, and a touchdown for Jack Flash. He is your player of the half as we pick up half number 2 back from Fatality Field in Phoenix, Arizona. Michael Torillo, Mickey Malillo, the crowd at the SFL convention as we close this one out on a Sunday afternoon. I appreciate you, Mike O'Neill. You made some noise. Everybody else, come on. LA gets the ball first. Chance to increase their 10-6 lead at the break. Brings it up past the 30 to the 32. Give me one tip, Mickey, for each of these teams if they want to win this game in the second half.
Arizona's got to figure out a way to drive the ball and put it in the end zone. That is number 1. They're doing a great job driving the ball, but they can't put it into the end zone for 6. LA, they just need consistency on offense. They are all over the place, and they're just not able to drive the ball. They're relying on big plays to get points on the board.
High formation on first down for LA. They're from the 32-yard line left to right in the gray and blue. They'll hand it off. Nowhere to go. A sea of black and orange rips down Jalen Wells in the backfield for a loss of 3.
And this is what we've been seeing all game, that tight defense by the Scorpions here, really making sure that the Lycans cannot move the ball.
5 wide, 3-by-2 bunch formation to the left. Richardson looking, escaping. It's a duck pass over the middle, and it's right into the chest of Sean Moore. He can't secure it. 3rd and 13.
Great job there by Sean Moore to make sure no other receivers could get that. Great defense by the front 4 right there, putting pressure on Sully Richardson. But Sean Moore has to pick up that interception. That would have been a game changer for the Scorpions.
Still 5 wide. They'll flip it now. 4+1. 4 receivers to the left-hand side. Jack Flash alone on the right. He's been the big play receiver for this Lycans team. Only a 4-man rush. Richardson moving, looking, caught near midfield. What a grab through contact by Chris Lee. And for Sully Richardson, it's completion number 2,993, moving him into 10th place all-time as he passes E.T. King.
Well, congratulations, Mr. Richardson. Welcome to the top 10 all-time.
And that was a big one for the milestone.
Absolutely. Big first down right there, putting him at midfield.
Now LA's going to try and choose from clock. No, Richardson looking down the numbers. Caught again. A beautiful high point that time. Whoa. Shea Carroll pulled that one down, his first catch of the game. They are hype on the LA sideline.
LA is just in ecstatics right now. Big catch there by Carroll, coming over across, knowing he's going to get hit. Almost got hit again by McCray, but just being able to bring in the ball and secure it and making sure that they are well within the Arizona territory right now.
LA hasn't completed a lot of passes, but the ones they have completed have gone down the field for big yards. Almost a big play that time for Iniguez as he gets dragged down by the second defender to hit him, gain of 5.
Now, I was mentioning it before that LA is relying on the big plays, these passes here, but they do have to get these short plays, these 5-yard runs, these 5-and-out plays.
They've got this no wideout look again with the 2 tight ends on the right. They'll pitch it weak side, and that was the wrong decision as the Scorpions bury the runner in the backfield. Sean Moore again with another crucial intervention on this drive.
And Sean Moore is doing his job as the inside linebacker, just keeping an eye on the ball. He's dropping back when it passes. When he sees that he's running, he's just hawking that running back and making sure he can get to it.
Moore in his 8th season in the league, 7th with the Scorpions. 3rd and long. Richardson has to roll to his left. He'll throw it deep. He's looking for 6. He's got 6. How about that for a deep ball? Shea Carroll, touchdown LA.
Once again, we only mentioned his name once so far this game, prior in this drive. But now, Shea Carroll comes up big, picking up 6, giving LA a big lead. Pending the extra point, it's going to be an 11-point lead.
How about the composure for Richardson, right? He was flushed out of the pocket almost immediately, but reset, set his feet, pitched it deep, and a great route, deep post, ran by Carroll there. He was wide open in the end zone, as there is absolute nonsense going on to my right. And I have to apologize as the extra point is up and good. I have to apologize to Mike O'Neill, because last night we made his life very difficult behind this desk, and I'm feeling a little bit of it right now with the Carolina table over there. All of you at home can't see what's going on, but it's insanity.
I'm glad I'm not on that side of the broadcast table.
2 scores down for Arizona. Nice return by Punk up to the 40-yard line, but it's got to go, and it's got to go quickly for the Scorpions on offense right now.
Oh, absolutely. They're down by at least 2 scores here. They need to be able to drive down. I can't even say they need to drive down. They've been great at driving the ball. They just have to complete the drive and put it in the end zone. That's what they need to do, and they need to do it now, and they need to start on this possession.
Both of these teams in the West Division, Albuquerque, Denver, and Vancouver, the other 3 teams in their bracket this year. Arizona, handoff, up the middle. Jones piles forward for 5. Correction, that's right, up the middle. And with Albuquerque losing today, Denver winning, and Vancouver losing, whoever wins this game will be tied with Denver atop the conference standings after week 1.
This game is very pinnacle for both these teams for divisional standings.
Especially having a conference game week 1, right? It's kind of rare that happens, but every one of those games means more because it's directly affects your standings coming down towards the end of the season, even though we're only 2 days into the season. Brad Jones picks up the first.
And that was another great drive there by Brad Jones. As you see, he gets the ball right at the line of scrimmage, but he just dragged 2 defenders to pick up 7-8 yards on that rush.
6:45 and counting, third quarter. Ashley Jackson trying to lead her team back into this game. It'll be another run outside Moses, and he will just get a couple. Talk about the run defense from this Los Angeles team, right? We talked up this backfield for Arizona with 2 big weapons, and the front 7 of LA has done a magnificent job holding them in check so far.
And it's not just 2 big weapons. They have 3 big weapons if you add their fullback. And Lyans' front 7 has been doing a great job containing it.
Up the middle again, Jones rolling over, 3rd down and 1. If you look at last year's defensive stats, LA gave up 154 rush yards per game. That was 2nd to last in the league. And Arizona not much better, 115 rush yards per game. So neither of these teams defended the run very well last year. LA trying to turn over a new leaf on that side of the ball, with Sully Richardson doing most of the coaching for the Lycans this year. I formation, 3rd and inches. It's Moore. He goes right. He gets the first down through a ton of traffic. But Arizona looking like the Tebow-era Gators, just moving down the field 3.5 yards at a time.
And that's all you need, 3.5 yards. If you've got 3.5 yards each time, you're getting a first down after 3rd down every drive.
Let's see if they keep this one on the ground. No Jackson to throw. She's got plenty of protection. Pitches it out there and overthrows her intended receiver on the corner route. And it's incomplete.
And that was intended for tight end Will Todd there. Just a little overthrown. He wasn't able to pull it in, and he's not a small boy in any chance. 6'4", 240 yards. Ashley just had a little too much power on that.
2nd and 10. The linebacker's well off the line. It'll be a draw play that goes nowhere. Great spy from the middle of that linebacking core by Greg Ward, who came up and made the hit for the Lycans.
And you mentioned it before, that front 7 right now for the Lycans doing a great job shutting down some of these rushes. That delayed draw is very dangerous, but they did a great job keeping an eye on it and just holding them to 3.
Big play here, 3rd and 7. Arizona just outside field goal range. Jackson decides to run for it. She's going to pick it up and spin for a couple more. Down near the 20-yard line, they're knocking on the door of the red zone.
Ashley Jackson saying, I don't see anybody downfield. Let me take care of this myself. Taking the ball, running it up the field, a little spin cycle move right there, and just picking up a first down, keeping this drive alive for the Scorps.
A lot of times you'll see quarterbacks slide there. They got the first down. We'll just leave it at that. Ashley Jackson wanting every single yard. She knows each one is important in this game. 1st and 10, 4:24 to go in the 3rd. Knocking on the door of the red zone are the Arizona Scorpions. Jackson at her center, 2 receivers right, single left, offside eye in the backfield. They'll run strong side to Jones. He will be tackled for a gain of just 4. Ace Blackwell, first man to him.
And talking about Ashley Jackson before with that, she is tough as nails. She knows she has this team on her back, so she's going to do whatever she can to make sure they are successful.
This time straight up I formation, 7 in the box for LA. They'll run it to the strong side right. Moses breaks a tackle inside the 10 and down to the 4-yard line. It's another touchdown saving tackle for Monte Wyatt, but Arizona is on the move.
Now we've seen this twice before by Arizona. They have been within the 10-yard line and even within the 5-yard line, but they just could not get the ball in the end zone. Once was a field goal, once was an interception in the end zone. Let's see if they can get in the end zone this time.
I think if you're Arizona, you've got to continue to run the ball here. You've got 2 workhorses in the backfield, and you're inside the 5, 1st and goal. Jackson throws, screen to the left, nothing doing there. As Bismarck Wright got bowled over, lost about 4 yards. It'll be 2nd and goal.
And that play worked very well for Arizona earlier in the first half, but the Lyans just were able to read it this time and push them back.
Now, 2nd and goal from not the 4, but the 7 after a loss of 3. Jackson, handoff, middle, nowhere to go. And now it's 3rd and goal, and Arizona is staring down a 3rd potential field goal attempt from inside the 10-yard line.
Arizona needs to get in the end zone here. They want to stay in this game. 2:40 and counting left in the 3rd. They need 6 here.
Jackson looking, throwing, corner incomplete. Mike Scott with the touchdown saving deflection. And Arizona's going to have to settle for 3 again. And if we look back on this game, Mickey, in about an hour from now, and we reminisce, I think the turning point of this game is going to be the LA red zone defense.
Oh, absolutely. It's not just their red zone defense. It's their defense inside the 10-yard line. They have been stellar. They have been a brick wall and just not allowing Arizona to get into the end zone.
Cliff Allen, a 23-yard attempt. This will be the shortest one of the game. And it will be right down Broadway. But LA still up 17-9. If you're Arizona, they took 5 minutes plus off the clock and just had to settle for 3. They're trading touchdowns for field goals, and you can't do that.
No, absolutely not. Like I said, the key to this game for Arizona for this second half, they've got to put 6 on the board per possession. They are now down mathematically 1 possession with a 2-point conversion, but they're going to have to stop LA here and make sure to get the ball back without them putting any points on the board.
And there's plenty of time left. We're still just in the 3rd quarter. Nice return for LA past the 30-yard line. We talk about the rushing yards per game, right? Last year, 110 for Arizona, 89 for LA. Not a big rushing team, but the Lyans have come out, and Iniguez hasn't been the primary focus of this offense, but it's set up the passing game and allowed Richardson a little bit more freedom in the pocket.
And you do have to mention the pickup from Houston and Jalen Wells, bringing him over this season. Having that 1-2 combo back there has just been great in this game for LA.
They will start with Wells. Nowhere to go. 2nd down at 8. Another tackle for Sean Moore. He's been the focal point of this front 7 for Arizona so far. Picked up a bunch of tackles.
Absolutely. No, he's been very big on defense for Arizona so far.
I formation, long hold from Richardson under center. He'll roll left, throw back to his right, and it's intercepted! And this one could go back all the way down the sideline. Moore is going to be tackled at the 9. What did we just say? Sean Moore, focal point of this defense, he picks himself up a massive interception.
And I'm going to put it out there, this is the introduction of the Michter scale. Whenever something happens that's going to turn the point of the game, that's a 7 on the Michter scale right now, giving the chance of Arizona, after a disappointing drive, picking up the ball, and now they're within the 10-yard line. It doesn't seem like the crowd likes it. The Rick Meter and the Michter scale.
You've told me that's coming all weekend, and I still laughed at it. That was very good.
Thank you, I appreciate that.
Arizona now inside the 10 again. Another test for this LA Red Zone defense. Jackson looking incomplete. Punk dropped it in double coverage. Moore was right there as the primary defender. Eddie Gage on the sideline trying to drop something that will get into those beautiful orange end zones with the Arizona mountains there on there. Maybe it's rocks. I'm not sure. I've never been to Arizona.
You are very descriptive about the end zone there, Mike. I do have to say.
Look at there's some cacti in there. It's just begging to be walked into by an Arizona player. It just hasn't happened yet. Jackson, handoff, going nowhere. Fast is Jones. He'll lose a yard, 3rd and goal from the 10.
Now, this is where we've seen Arizona 3 times before. They're stuck inside the 10-yard line. It's time for them to get 6 points on the board here. It's time for Ashley Jackson to show why she's one of the premier quarterbacks in this league.
Looking incomplete. And that play, even if it was caught by Hank Earl Troll, would have been well short of the end zone. And here comes Cliff Allen again. So the 10th career interception by Sean Moore is unable to be converted into a touchdown. And piece by piece, brick by brick, Arizona trying to build their way back into this game, 1 field goal at a time.
Again, Sean Moore does a great interception, a great run back. It's always tough for a big boy to make it all the way down the field and get into the end zone. But Arizona's offense got to do something. They were -1 yard on that drive from inside the 10.
I think if Arizona scores a touchdown, it's got to come from outside the 10-yard line. It's going to have to be a longer play because there's been nothing in there that the LA defense has given them.
No, LA's defense has been tight inside the 10.
And LA, last time an interception thrown, first of the season by Sully Richardson. You talk about Ashley Jackson's touchdown-interception ratio. Maybe Sully, who's sitting over there to my right, doesn't want me to bring up his touchdown-interception ratio from last year. 12 touchdowns, 22 interceptions for Richardson, but he's just 1 for 1 so far this game.
No, absolutely, but I wouldn't laugh at that considering the man is to your right and he's twice our height combined.
Just over a minute to go in the 3rd quarter. 5-point lead for the LA Lycans, trying to pull the major upset on the road. They're going to try and burn some clock as Jalen Wells rolls forward for a 4-yard gain.
And that's a way to start this drive here for the Lycans, just handing it off to Jalen Wells, like I mentioned before, coming over from Houston this season, and just picking up 6, burning that clock. We're almost done with 3/4 of this game.
Pitch, left, breaking a tackle is Iniguez, and he gets a 1st down. And that might be the end of the 3rd quarter. And Arizona, if they don't come back in this game, they're going to have to sit on this one for a little bit. They got a bye week next week before going at Chicago in week 3. Chicago, who gave a pretty good game to our defending champions on opening night on Friday.
Oh, no, absolutely. Chicago looked very strong for a new team in the league.
Another handoff with 10 seconds to go in the quarter, and when we start the 4th, it'll be 2nd and 10 for Arizona. 4's up in the chat and here at the SFL convention. 1 more quarter to go before we all sadly have to head home and continue with our normal lives. But there will still be SFL. This is only week 1 of the season. Stay with us. Quarter number 4 starts next. Michael Turillo and Mickey Melillo, our voices almost gone from an excellent weekend here at the convention. We are pushing forward to bring you this excellent contest between LA and Arizona. We start the final frame with LA up by 5, 17-12, and continuing to try and extend it. It's a toss play to the weak side, left stiff arm, and Wells doesn't really get much of anywhere. 3rd down and 10. What a great tackle there on the outside. It was J.R. Lawless who was out there.
Actually, Rain Ria was out.
Ria.
He was out there. He put that big hit on the running back to make sure there was no yards picked up.
5 wide, 3 by 2 left to right on 3rd down and 10. Looks like only a 4-man rush for Arizona. They're going to send one of the receivers all the way to the right-hand side. Now 4 receivers on that side. Richardson escapes, runs for way over the middle, and he'll get to midfield, but no more. He'll be short of the line to gain. And it'll be a punting situation for LA, and now Arizona, for the 3rd straight time, is going to have a chance to take the lead with a touchdown.
Arizona, I think you're right. They need to have that big play. They can't get the ball in from inside the 10. They're going to need a huge play by Ashley Jackson or one of their running backs to get in the end zone from 25 and beyond.
And they're going to have to do it from most of the field away. Fair catch made at the 23-yard line. LA next week hosts Louisiana for their home opener. Louisiana lost to Mexico City on opening night. Jackson rolls out, throws incomplete. There have been so many big hits in the secondary, most of them from this guy, Monte Wyatt, and he makes another one.
And that's another big thing for Arizona's offense right now. Ashley Jackson's doing a good job putting the ball in the hands of her receivers. They're just not holding on to possession. The Lyans defense has been great, but if the ball hits the hands of your receiver, they're supposed to catch it.
Again, lots of pre-snap movement. TJ Punk goes from the right side to the left side. We're splitting 1 by 1 under center Jackson. She'll roll to her right, throw back across the middle. It's caught near the 1st down marker. Gain of 8 yards for TJ Punk, and it's 3rd and 2. And this is a situation that Arizona hasn't been in a lot in this game. 3rd down and manageable. They've mostly been facing 3rd and long.
No, absolutely, and they do have those great running backs back there, the 3-headed monster. Why not use them here? They've been picking up yards all game long.
They will hand the ball off, and it's going to be a 1st down and a whole lot more for Jones as he pushes forward near the 40-yard line.
And that's what I was mentioning. Use your strength. The passing game right now, your receivers are not catching the ball, but your running backs, all you need is 2, 3, 4 yards. Hand it to the guys, let them use their legs and pick up the 1st down that you need.
This Arizona Scorpions franchise has been in the league since season 1. First 13 seasons as the Oklahoma City Renegades, then they came to Arizona. A long and storied history as DJ Moses looks to add to that with a 7-yard gain. Made the playoffs 5 times as the Arizona Scorpions, but they have not been able to get over that hump. 2 championship losses, including season 20 to Baltimore. Handoff, Jones crunched. Somehow got back to the line of scrimmage for 1 yard, but a massive hit coming down from Tazzy Blackwell.
And you're talking about the Arizona Scorpions franchise. We also have to look at the Lyans. They have been around since season 9 when they were the Chicago Wildcats. So these are 2 storied franchises in this league.
Fullback dive. Look at the big man rumble. Bismarck Wright, another 1st down.
That's what I was talking about before, that 3-headed monster. You've got 2 great halfbacks and a fantastic fullback. And Arizona's doing a great job utilizing all 3, not relying just on their halfback, but using their fullback to pick up yards.
LA stacks the box. They'll bring the run blitz, and it works out. It's a loss of 1. Another great tackle on the defensive side. Ben Charbs. He saved the touchdown back on the first play from scrimmage, if you remember back in the 1st quarter.
I told you, we're going to be calling his name a few times today.
Second and 11 now, 2 tight ends left, with a receiver each side. Long hold as we tick under 6:10 to go in the ball game. Arizona down by just 5. All 12 points on field goals by Cliff Allen. Jackson moves the pocket, throws deep, has a receiver, and the sure hands of Donnie Hands pick up a big first down for Arizona.
And that's what they need right there. They need these big plays. Coming up now from midfield, close to the 30-yard line. Great pass, great read by Ashley Jackson. Finding Donnie Hands right there. Coming up to the 26-yard line. This is that time that we were talking about. This is where they need the big play to put the points on the board in the end zone.
And Hands able to do what most of the receivers on this last couple of drives for Arizona have not to. Hang on to the ball through contact.
That's because his last name is Hands.
Jackson rolling, looking, throwing, and it's complete. Inside the 10, and you can put it on the board. TJ Punk into the end zone, and Arizona for the first time today has the lead.
And we've just said it, Mike. We were saying that they need to have a bigger play to get in the end zone. They haven't 3 times from inside the 10. But here comes DJ Punk, a great short post route, coming across, catching it with just his hands, and able from 26 yards out to get into the end zone to put 6 on the board to give Arizona the lead.
TJ Punk, the 2-time All-Star, most recently in season 22. And he gives Arizona the lead, and they're going to go for the extra point. That just puts them up by 2, 19-17. They did not go for the 2-point conversion. That would have put them up by 3.
Well, both these defenses have been tough. Arizona's defense has been fantastic this second half so far. So Eddie Gage is probably there saying that his defense is going to be tough with LA for the remainder of this game, that they're not going to get into field goal range.
From a yard deep into the end zone. Turner kind of ran into his own defender there and gets up to the 29-yard line. We're in for a barn burner here, Mickey.
I think so. We've already had a couple of games going to overtime this weekend. Are we going to have another one to close out the convention?
I don't think that's likely. It's a 2-point game unless we see the mythical safety come out at some point.
Stranger things have happened.
That is true. We were just talking on Friday night, reminiscing about some SFL history. The first win in Vancouver Legion history was a 4-overtime game, and they won on a safety. Hand off. Whoa, look out. Nathaniel Diggs doing his best Mack Truck impression. Second down and 13.
Are we sure the running back for the Lyans is still alive after that hit? That was huge.
Well, he's off the field on this play as they go 5 wide. Richardson, deep pass, down the seam, it's caught in stride. Guess who? Jack Flash again.
Jumping Jack Flash isn't doing much jumping, but he's doing a lot of catching this game. First half player of the game, now coming up big after that huge play before for Arizona. Now picks up the first down for the Lyans. Keep this ball moving in the right direction of the field.
And that go route from the tight end spot from the end of the offensive line from Jack Flash has been there all game. That's been Richardson's most consistent target. Sully looks. Sully throws. Oh! It was overthrown and almost picked. Bo Martin Jr., one of those former Alamo City players, drops that pick.
And all you hear from the crowd on the Arizona side of the room is, oh, Bo. That was in his hands. That should have been a pick and a big turning point for Arizona.
Richardson, lucky to have the ball still in his hands after that overthrow, but he's going to get another shot at it. Second down and 10 from the 43, going right to left. Sully looks. Sully throws down the middle, and it's caught again. This time, it is Chris Lee. Another massive first down for the Lyans. It gets them into Arizona territory. They only have to get in field goal range to potentially take the lead here. And a big spot potentially for rookie kicker John Smith coming up.
Now that's a big play there by Chris Lee. We haven't called his name much because Jack Flash, but we have called his name. Great job pulling in. The Lyans They have a disappointing first down, but have a huge second down this drive.
Sully pitches it down the numbers, caught by LZ Pryor. And LA's now on the door of the red zone.
And the other big thing right now is that puts them well into field goal range here. LZ Pryor on that short post route, catching it just as he made the turn. He does a great job there. That was Bo Martin Jr., who missed the interception before on the tackle to make sure that Pryor couldn't go further.
Both teams with all 3 timeouts plus the 2-minute warning. 3:46 to go, fourth quarter. Arizona by 2. LA from the 23-yard line, 1st and 10. Richardson will throw, and it goes off the back of Jack Flash. I don't think that's Jack's best position on a little screen or a little out like that. He's better going down the field.
No, you called it before when you said that he was going from that slot position and just going on that go route, that fly route. That has been there all day for the Lyans.
Now 2nd and 10. Same spot on the field. 4 down linemen for Arizona. 2 linebackers. Everybody else in man coverage. Sully to pass again. Here comes the blitz. He's rolling out to his left. He gets the pass away. It's caught. And a flag inside the 5-yard line goes Chris Lee. We'll have to check the flag here. And it's roughing the passer.
Roughing the passer.
1st and goal at the 2 after they tack on half the distance to the goal.
Oh, take a look at this replay. Oh, well after he had thrown the ball. That was D.D. Sachs right there looking for the sack, but he was just a few seconds late.
D.D. Sachs, a veteran presence, 12 seasons in the league. You gotta know better than that, man. And now L.A. is set up. Here we go. Richardson, I formation behind him. He's gonna throw over the middle, incomplete.
That was a very dangerous throw by Sully Richardson right there. He had 2 Scorpions around that receiver. One that was actually just off from the receiver that could have easily jumped around and intercepted that ball.
And the intended receiver was Dan Curtis, the fullback. We haven't mentioned his name since the opening statements of this ball game back in the 1st quarter. Now 2nd and goal. Same formation. This time they'll run. It's a broken tackle into the end zone. Touchdown LA Lyans. Touchdown blue and gold. And they take the lead again.
Great run there. I don't want to take anything away from the Lyans, but that was Alex Constantine that missed that tackle. He had him dead to rights in the backfield. And the running back, Jalen Wells, just sidestepped him and was able to get in the end zone, put 6 on the board, and take the lead for LA.
We talked about Jalen Wells earlier, right? The journeyman. You know, Sioux Falls, all the way here to LA. 2nd season now as a Lycan. And he gives his team the lead. 3:28 to go. And it's going to be a 5-point game again. 24-19. And Arizona, your offense is back on the clock.
Now, this is a point in the game where Arizona, in previous seasons, is strong. They can come back from behind. They are down by less than a touchdown. All they have to do is put the ball in the end zone. They take the lead. They don't even need the extra point, and that's a short kickoff right there.
Flag on the play as it's returned up near the 40. We may see the legendary clipping call again for the 2nd time this game. And yes, it is. Man, Arizona has been playing 11v14 this game. The Stripes have not been on their side.
No, they have not. They have every flag so far has been against Arizona.
That's TJ Plunk, and again, pretty blatant 2-hand push in the back away from the ball.
No, absolutely. And, you know, Arizona's got to play a clean game from here on out. 3:24 left to go. They've got to get it into the end zone, take the lead, and not leave much time for the Lycans to retaliate.
Arizona, again, needs a touchdown down by 5. 24-19. They'll start from their own 23, going left to right. Delayed handoff. Jones, he'll get 2. And only 2, because the LA front 7 has been absolutely magnificent in this game.
With the exception of the last drive by Arizona, you're absolutely right. LA's front 7 has been great, but somehow they had something in Arizona that their running backs were running down the field.
Jackson looking, throwing, complete. Punk breaks a tackle. He almost got a block as well to spring him loose. Still a big first down for the team in black and orange.
With that catch by Punk, they just negated that clipping penalty that they got on the kickoff. Great. He had to come back for the ball there just because the defender was all over him. But great job and wherewithal for Punk to turn up the field and be able to pick up more yards after catch.
But I think he turned upfield too early. If he waits for that block to develop, there was another receiver out there, he may have been still going. We'll see as the Arizona Scorpions get up near the 40. Under 3 to go. In fact, 2.5 as the clock still runs. Both teams 3 timeouts. Pitch. Jones, look at him go. Oh, he spun, and that slowed him up a little bit to allow the defense to get there. Tazzy Blackwell on the tackle, still a gain of 8 yards.
No, you're right there. He spun a little bit too soon there. If he would have waited 1 second more, he would have missed Blackwell, and he would have been gone for the races.
But the Arizona offense looking kind of like they did on their last drive where they scored a touchdown, getting big chunk plays as we have hit the final 2-minute warning of week 1 here at the convention. Will it be Arizona? Will it be LA? Will we go to another overtime? Find out after this. This is the Simulation Football League on YouTube. Michael Turillo and Mickey Malillo. Hey, that rhymes. Back here at the broadcast desk, happy to have your company. Today, this weekend, and all season long, it's going to be Brad Jones, and he can't get away from Rochelle Colston, even though he tried the stiff arm. 3rd and 3 here. Field goal does Arizona no good. This may be 4-down territory, even though they're on their own side of the field.
Inside 2 minutes, fourth quarter. Absolutely 4 downs here for the Scorpions.
Of course, Arizona would love to pick it up right now. It's going to be a Jackson throw against the blitz. Goes into the blitz, and it's a huge catch for a first down. Yayo Montana picking it up right where he left off on the last drive.
He had to reach down for that ball, but he still did a great job holding on possession, which has been the difficulty of these receivers for Arizona all game. Big time to make a big play for Montana.
And Ashley Jack, there's so many things we can break down about that play. It doesn't matter because Arizona's still going. And it's another big completion over the middle. Hands inside the 25.
Hands doing a great job. He's also been a big name for Arizona in the receiving, especially the second half. He has come up big when Ashley Jackson needed him.
60 ticks left and counting. Arizona needs a touchdown. They're at the 25-yard line. Ashley Jackson looking for a second half comeback. It's Punk over the middle, and he gets his shoulder laid into him by Blackwell. And it's 2nd down and 3. The clock runs.
What a great one-handed catch there by Punk. But just like you said, Mike, the clock is ticking. 33 seconds left. They haven't stopped the clock.
LA didn't win a game last season until week 10. Could they be about to hold the Arizona Scorpions and win in week 1? But Brad Jones, if he has anything to say about it, will give the Scorpions the win with his new team. Timeout, Arizona.
20 seconds left in this game. Arizona knocking on the door. They haven't done well being this far into the red zone. Let's see if they could change that on this drive.
2 timeouts left for Arizona. Jackson. Deep to the end zone, and it's caught for a touchdown!
Touchdown, bingo!
Hands comes up clutch. Another SFL journeyman in a new home. And the Scorpions take the lead with 17 seconds to go.
Let's see your hands and wave them around like you just don't care, because Donnie Hands just put the Arizona on top here late in the 4th quarter.
And they're going to go for 2, which I think they should have done last time. They're rectifying it now. If they get it, it'll be a 3-point game, and LA can only tie with a field goal. It is Moses, and he's short. So LA, 3 timeouts, 17 seconds, a field goal wins the game.
This is going to be a very high-pressure situation for LA. They need to run, pass, do whatever they have to do about 50 yards down the field just to get into field goal range.
I don't think they're going to run somehow.
I don't think so either, but I just wanted to put every option out there for them.
1 second came off the clock on the kickoff. There is almost nobody in a seat here at the convention. Eddie Gage almost threw a chair, WWE style. 16 seconds to go. What a way to finish off week 1. It'll be Sully Richardson. The game on his arm. He'll throw down the numbers. It is incomplete. The intervention by Everett Garrison, the former defensive rookie of the season 11 seasons ago. He's been in the league for a long time and still putting up big numbers.
And Garrison just put his paw up. Just a great job to deflect that ball right when he needed it. Let's see if Arizona's defense can keep up what they've done all game so far.
12 seconds left. Time for maybe just 2 plays. They got to go 80 yards. Sully looking, throwing, caught. 7 seconds, 6 seconds. Timeout, LA.
They have one big play left. They're going to go for it all the way down the field. If they catch the ball, they have to get in the end zone. Even if they're able to catch the ball, stay in bounds, they don't have time to call timeout to try and kick a field goal if they're within range.
6 seconds. Richardson lines it up, lets it go. It's incomplete, but there's 1 second to go. LA is going to have one more shot.
Nobody is in a seat here at the convention right now. And I'm sure you can hear through my microphone, Eddie Gage is screaming right now for his defense to hold him.
This would be the miracle of miracles if LA can pull this one off. Arizona just needs one more stop. The ball's in the air. It's hanging up there. It's intercepted on the deflection by Bo Martin Jr., and this one belongs to the Arizona Scorpions. They win it by the slimmest of margins, 25-24.
Well, I said it before, Bo Martin Jr. missed that interception. He had to catch that ball. Well, he got the INT when it counted most, right at the end of the game to secure their victory.
I know we've had overtime games this week. I know we've had other exciting moments this week. I don't think we've had a game that tight, that back and forth for the entirety of the contest this week, other than that one, that right there.
No, absolutely not. That was exciting from the beginning all the way till there were triple zeros at the end of the fourth quarter. Nobody, and I mean nobody here, were on their butts in their seats at the end of this game.
A couple of numbers there. A really great job spreading the ball around for Ashley Jackson of the passing offense, which was nowhere in the first half. But Jackson and the receivers stepped up, especially in the fourth quarter, and had back-to-back drives for 2 touchdowns to win the game.
No, Ashley Jackson definitely stepped up in the second half to really secure the victory for the Scorpions.
And again, even though the Lyans didn't win, there's a lot of confidence to be gained from this, right? The defense played amazing, especially the front 7 against the run. The secondary got dialed up a little bit, but Monte Wyatt, 12 tackles with 4 assists, topping the charts there. Ben Charb's 11 tackles as well. And, of course, the interception in the end zone for Wyatt, too.
Absolutely, and then you also have to talk about that front 7. You said it. That gives a lot of confidence to LA for this season to really be successful.
Another record that was broken in this game that I didn't really get a chance to mention, Brad Jones just passed Zach Sandlin for 30th all-time in rushing yards in the win.
Well, that's a great job. Brad Jones is the workhorse for that offense.
All right, we got to get off the air. My voice is almost gone, Mickey. I'm not sure about yours.
Mine is definitely gone. But, Mike, to close out this week 1, it's been an absolute pleasure to sit alongside you for the first time during a broadcast.
Once again, your final score, Arizona 25, LA 24, a barn burner at Fatality Field to close out week 1. For all of you watching at home, for all of you live at the convention, thank you so much for your attention all weekend long. My name is Michael Torello. That's been Mickey Melillo. We'll see you in week 2 next week.